Hello, fellow Riblets. It's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. Um, I'm glad to see everybody. I saw in the YouTube chats that Sandy's here, Bacon Baby, and Teresa B. Uh, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing pretty well. Terry, you just got out of Tai Chi class. That's pretty cool. Or you're at Tai Chi class. I'm sorry, I misread it. Very good. So I did end up being able to do my live today. I know we weren't sure. No, tomorrow might be. I am doing two lives tomorrow, so I might not do the 11 a.m. live, but we are definitely doing the 4 p.m. live, Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to have special guest Helen for Jesus the Carnivore. All right. So I hope you guys are able to come for that. And in the meantime, I'm going to do my shameless plug, just like Mitch does, and put the Buy Me a Coffee link in the thing. No one's obligated, but it's going to be there. And I probably won't do another one. Um, one is more than enough for these things. So, and I'm also going to put in my invited guest. No one is obligated again, but if anybody wants to come on, just say hello. So far, I've had several people come on, including Lisa. She's not here right now, but or she is, and she's just in the background. I don't know. I know a lot of times she listens for a while, and then right, Lisa. Um, but we've had Papa Carnivore come on here, and speaking of Papa Carnivore, I do if he's actually in the background as well. I do appreciate the shout out that you did for me on kilts. I did see part of it. I still have to see the rest of the video. Unfortunately, I did miss it because because I was actually asleep. I didn't get home last night until about 3:30, so I just conked right out. Hey, Aaron, how we doing? Yes, I am feeling better. Um, Unfortunately, I was too far away from my apartment which I don't have any regrets, by the way. But I did what I had to do. I got an Oreo cookie and from the store because it was right, like pretty much like pull the door open. That's how close I was to it, and they were very generous. And they gave me the one Oreo. They know a little bit about, like, when my sugars are low. They know, okay, give it to me basically. Um, I take a long acting insulin at night, but I was actually working at night too. So, good morning, Lisa. How we doing? So, I mean, I did what I had to do. I took I had the one and only one, and understand that was only one Oreo, and I do not have any desire to have any more. I just did it to stop the shakiness and to stop and to stop the sweating. Tanya, no, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Tanya. I still don't get grossed out. I mean, the temp, like, I if it's a lot of them, if I like, I can still indulge. I just have to tell myself that I guess I gotta tell myself that I can't be doing this. I can't, like, overindulge, so I can kind of break off from one. But yeah, yeah. I wish it did. I really do, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. The Oreo is delicious to me. I'm still not really. abstain from that disgusting taste of it. But again, it's not really about the taste. It's more about knowing what it does. And I know that if I indulged and I went further, it would have been a problem. The one Oreo just brought my sugars up to, and right now they're at 102 right now. So, they just broke the 3 mark. So, it will probably go up a little bit more. And then, Josephine C. Wow. Usually you're up pretty late. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. Well, I'm glad you're here. I really am. So it is what it is. I had it, and again, I don't have any regrets because you got to do what you got to do. The only regret I sort of have is I did have to spend money to buy it, and it was either that, it was like that money was reserved for my last cup of coffee, because right now I don't get paid until about Friday. And so that means I have like $2 left, but that's for work. For tonight, I'm actually working tonight from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm doing a long schedule again. I know normally I only do 4 hours, but I'm actually working the full 8 today. And I was actually supposed to be working also on Friday, but she was actually, my boss that was supposed to relieve me yesterday at 2 a.m. was an hour late. And since I shouldn't say that. Since I only have a limit of so many hours I can work during the week, I don't want to jeopardize my benefits for disability, because I'm not ready yet to work full time fully. And I just know I'm not. I mean, I can hardly work a 16-hour shift. Can you imagine? Like 40 hours a week? I'd be like, I'd be like a thing of taffy. I don't know. And I don't want to really lose my benefits or get penalized or anything like that right yet. So, so it ended up being where I was only going to be working like 2 hours on Friday. So I told my boss, I'm like, hey, why don't you just get me off on, like, why don't I just take off on Friday, because 2 hours isn't worth it, and she agreed. She's like, yeah, that's true. Even though it's only right behind my house, right behind my apartment, it's still like, like I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. and work until just for 2 hours. I mean, that's, so, so that's a little update. I might do a video on it. I don't know yet. If I do, I probably won't do it until like Thursday or Friday when I'm a lot more alert, but and give a little bit more information, a little bit more research. But so far, Dr. Phil's recommendation is working. So, like I took out the dairy, I took out the and so far I haven't had any problems in the bathroom area. So so that's good. And I think the yogurt's helping to settle the stomach a little bit too. So I've had like 2 yogurts so far. I had one last night around 7, and then I had one right when I got home around 3:30, which is pretty early in the morning. But so I appreciate you guys coming on. I see you guys are talking amongst yourselves. That's pretty cool. So if anybody wants to pop on here, I'm going to put it in the chats again. Got to get stuff done, right, Aaron? That laundry does not fold itself. Unless Rocky folds the laundry for you, right? Sure, she'd love to. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's good that I actually told about the bad stuff, even though, I mean, I'm not going to lie, even though it was really embarrassing. And I know I don't need to be embarrassed with you guys. I get that, but it's just a concept, like I have a certain, like my brain just doesn't like to tell things that are a little personal. But, but I am on here, and I did say I was going to tell the whole story. Um, yeah, I got Chobani yogurt. It was sugar free. I mean, there's still some carbs in it. It does bring up the sugars a little bit, but not that much. And I think the problem that I had this morning is I think again, um, thank thank you, Tanya. Uh, I get what you mean, Aaron. um, but no, I think what it is like, like as you know, a while back we are talking about how like the insulin. Dr. Phil was saying about me becoming insulin sensitive, and I did take some insulin this morning, and it's the same thing that happens every single time. And what I don't know is I don't know, like I know, like, like if it's a certain level, if it's like below a certain level, then I don't take the insulin because it's too low. But my indication is, am I leveling at too low, if that makes any sense? Like anything under 110 or 120, I mean, I usually don't take any insulin. It has to go over the 120 for me to even consider the insulin. And I usually eat and everything like that. And I did that. Good morning, Granny Boo. How you doing? Um, you know, like I usually, like today I actually ate. As you saw in the comments, I had 4 burgers and some bacon. So, but then I went downstairs, and also in the comments I mentioned that I went downstairs and I took the stairs and everything like that. So I think there's all these mixtures. But the thing is, my sugars were at about 100 and 139. Um, yeah, about 138, 39, just below 140 when I decided to, when I took the insulin and I ate, I did all that stuff, like I said, and it went down. And I can feel it when it's even lower. And the thing is the CGM will read one reading, and but I can tell when it's even lower than that because, and when I got upstairs, it was about 15 degrees, whatever you want to call it, difference. Um, so it was about 70 on the CGM. So it was about 55 on my stick when I finally tested it. I went up a little bit, but I knew that it was low. I can just feel it. You just have this feeling. Now I know eventually that number will become okay for me and everything like that. But right now, I'm not used to having super low numbers, so I'm more used to it than I used to be. But I I still get the shakes. I still feel like I get sweaty. I get shaky, and it's just it is what it is. So now, right now, my sugars are up higher. They're at 111. So I don't know if that's a good luck thing because the Trinity numbers. I'm not very religious, but I do look at the Trinity numbers somewhat. I remember one of the things that got me addicted to the brownies downstairs was not really the brownies themselves. It was, they have this thing where I found this out by mistake, obviously, but if you buy a brownie and buy a cup of coffee and give a 15% tip, it automatically comes up 444. And I know that 444 pretty much indicates an angel being at your side. And at that time, when I did it, I needed an angel. I needed somebody to be by my side. And with my mom just passing away, I just thought, okay, I already know who the angel is. It's my mom. And with the roommate I had and everything like that, believe me, I needed something over my side. So yeah, um, I think I already cut the insulin in half, so to speak. I mean, somewhat half. It was originally 14 units, so I lowered it to 10, and I'm actually thinking that maybe going lower than even the 10. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Aaron. Um, but I would love to experiment with not taking it at all. I but my question is this, okay, and maybe some of you guys could answer this in the chat. Like I said, my cutoff thing is about 130. Okay, so if it goes over 130, like 120, 130, and that's when I say, okay, I'm going to take the insulin because it's too high. Like when I go over 130, should I go higher on that, and how high should I go? Is and this is just an opinion question. I know we're none of us are doctors, and even if we were doctors, we can't really disclose doctor information. But this is just opinion of friends talking to friends. That's all it is. Well, that's okay, Terry Sue. I mean, I don't think Mitch noticed. I noticed, but I didn't say anything. It worked pretty quick. It was like I would say within an hour, Lisa. I knew what you meant. The insulin. That I knew. All right, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to just check something out real quick. Okay. So tell me, is that a little bit better, everybody, or it just felt a little dark? So, quick question. I'm going to keep it at 11 a.m., like I said, for a while, because I want to see if my hours change for work. But if they don't, um, I was thinking there's one person that's a a devoted follower, and so, but she right now it's about 1 a.m. right now for her, and I would like to bring the the time back down if you guys are okay with that, and you know, and maybe go. I don't know. I gotta think if you guys have any ideas. I was thinking about going 9 o'clock, but then only being on here on the days that Dinch is on every day though, and he's still on at 9. Yeah, no, I don't think that would work. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Right. We always and there's always the replays too. So yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Josephine. I was trying to think of a way to make it where you can definitely watch. But I know it's hard. You saw the shirt? Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, I could keep on whittling it down. One of the things I want to do is after this, I'm going to call the doctor because they haven't. I've been trying to get an appointment. They said that they have to because it's a teaching hospital, so they're waiting to get the schedule for all the residents, because that's basically, I don't have, my doctor's not the same doctor every time. It's always a new doctor. And, that's why it's like, okay, some of the doctors are good with what I'm doing, and some of the doctors aren't, and they give me a hard time. So it's rolling the dice every time. You don't know how many times I've done that, Terry Sue. Split the screen and watch both. Yeah. The only thing I can't do that on are like the Zoom calls, because Zoom won't let you do like one call at a time. But like sometimes, like a lot of times, like I'll go on with I'll do a Zoom call with like Bella, and then I watch a live from Mitch, and I'm going back and forth, and luckily with the Zoom calls you're pretty much on mute unless you start talking. Then but then I can just mute Mitch and go back and forth. But it is like when you have both, you have to mute one of them though, because if you don't, um, it's kind of hard. But you get used to it, especially with me, because I have like one of those hearings that if there's background noise on the side, it kind of distracts me. Yeah. I mean, I try, and eventually one of them does go away. So it depends on what the situation is. Oh, so I'm checking my numbers now. Okay, it's 112 now, so it's going to go up, and then it should go back down again, and it's going to keep on seesawing up and down. So I actually like the idea, but it's a little. I'm thinking of cutting my insulin down. See, it's such a slippery slope. Um, Maybe having my cap be a lot higher than 130, maybe go more to like 150 before I actually even considered the insulin, and then I'm going from, like, I went from 14 to 10, maybe going now 10 to 7. Um, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I had the CGM, so I mean the sugars are, and and my thought process is, Terry Sue, is while I'm trying to get my blood sugars down, it probably, I probably will taper off once I get my A1C to where I want it to be. So the not knowing right now is a little problematic, because you have that fear that while you're not checking it, is it going way too high? And but you're right, there might be a I will definitely agree with, there might be a slight addiction to the habit, um, because it's automatic. But it's like automatically, like all I do is just look at the number, and now it's at 114, which I'm not worried about. Like I said, it's going to go up before it goes down. And the considering it was like closer to 60 before, maybe even lower. You know, so I mean, I do agree though that there's going to have to come a time where you know where it's like, okay, I'm now good. I'm doing exactly what I need to do, And I think eventually, I think the CGM would become kind of um, like, I know Lewis does the CGM, and I think he does it more just to see where he's at all the time, so he doesn't break away, and just out of curiosity. But I think eventually the CGM would become um, non-necessary, I guess you could say. My average when well, I haven't fasted in quite a while. I mean, I do, like, yeah, technically I haven't even fasted for. Um, but I would say it's usually about 70, Terry Sue. That's hard to tell. I think it's just the short acting. Baby bacon, bacon baby. I mean, I do think that. I mean, Aaron has a good point to just test it out, and in this case, it probably is better that I'm not able to check them all the time, you know, and go from there. Now, I'm actually thinking my CGM expires in about. Actually, let me check and see. Hold on one second. While we're on this live, we can check it in person, right? So my CGM. Hold on. Get my connections. Yeah, my CGM actually expires in 5 hours. Now I have 12-hour leeway, but so I can like finish it off tonight. But I'm debating on, to keep myself from checking it all the time, to just check it when I'm eating, or when I'm about to eat, I should say, or after I eat, whichever, probably after I eat. So then that way I can see where the sugars brought my, where the food brought my sugars to, and then make that choice. And until right before I go on the trip. That way it's all fresh for the trip, and just take the next like 7 days or so and just do the finger stick. I have enough finger sticks to do for the 7 days, and just go back to the old method just for the 7 days. Not because I can't use a CGM, but Terry, so you make a good point that maybe I'm getting too reliant on checking my sugars. Well, if they're not available 24/7, then maybe um, that might take some of the nerves off, if that makes any sense. But then still go with the concept of like anything over 150, then I'll take the insulin. If it's under, then I will abstain, and also to cut my insulin down a little further, and go from like on the other one I went from um, the long acting was 40, I went down to 30, and go down to 20, and then for the short acting, um, I was 14, went down to 10, now go down to 7. And I think that would be a lot better, and to just, but again, do those rules so that way I'm taking the insulin a lot less and everything. So, um, um, I'm not really sure. I mean, pretty much, I think any really high numbers, but I know like once you become insulin sensitive, I know the high numbers aren't as problematic. I'm not used to that. I mean, like, you think about it, like, I had these high numbers that brought my A1C up quite a bit, and and the high A1C pretty much brought me to where I'm at now with five less toes. And I do make jokes about it, but it's still it's still pretty devastating, to say the least. So And that's probably why I have the fear that I have. That's probably why I feel the way I do. But I mean, I guess, excuse me, I guess anything, definitely, anything over 200 is definitely going to be way too high, and that's still probably way too. It's more like 150, I would think, or 120 is probably. If I want to get to the range of the 5.4 A1C, I have to have, I would have to have an average of 108. If I remember correctly, either 108 or 109. I'm not sure. One of those two numbers. They say 108 and a half. I'd like to get an average more of 100. I know that sounds crazy, but I, I'd rather do that. But if I have a 5.4, like I've said before, that was my goal, and it's still my acceptance. 5.5 is my acceptance. Anything, um, like a pre-diabetic is between 5.7 to 6.4. Even though I do agree with semi-retired Bob, and I think Dr. Nelson said it too, that type pre-diabetic and and full-fledged diabetic, they're both the same thing. So if once you get diagnosed as pre-diabetic, you're diabetic. So to put that in there is sort of weak in a way. um, it sort of tells a person like, oh, well, you're just pre-diabetic. And I think that's where the problems hit. I think there should be more of a seriousness to when somebody finds out that they're pre-diabetic, because, and I think they're, they don't take it as seriously as it should be. So, because you're on the fence and you could fall either way, and they sort of act like you're definitely going to fall on the side of like reversing it. But then but then the advice happens, and that's why you move up. Um, if only we had the knowledge, which we do now. Yeah, that's very true, Lisa. And I appreciate that. You guys are very wise beyond your beyond your looks, right? There's probably some truth to that, Lisa. I mean, Terry Sue. Don't we all play one on YouTube, Lisa? So I didn't see it. I did see half of it. I'm going to watch the other half after this. But and I did see the shout out from Peter. But how was the kilts today? The kilts. Yes, Tanya looked pretty good. I Yeah, she's a very very attractive woman. Very very attractive. Hello, Lexus Jones. Oh, I just realized who this is. Hey, Lexi, how you doing? Glad you're here. No, I knew Papa Carnivore was on the panel. Like I said, I saw him do the shout out for me, telling about how I'm his proxy. Uh, but I didn't see the second half, and I was just wondering if it was really good in your opinion. I'm glad. That's pretty good, Lexus. I'm doing okay right now. my sugars had dropped like really, really low before, but I'm good now, and we're here. Lewis from New York. How's everything going? Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. I had a little bit
Yeah, what
of
happened?
a my sugars just dropped like really, really low. I mean, they just, and unfortunately, it was the same
You change
situation.
anything or no?
Well, no, I still had it where I was at I did the insulin, but I did it only
Yeah.
at 10. And I think what it is I'm not, this is what I'm feeling. I, I take insulin if it's under like 130, I don't take the insulin because to me, it's too low. If it's over the 130, obviously I take the insulin. I think that maybe I need to move that range up a little bit. You know, that's what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking of Terry Sue actually was mentioning that she thinks maybe I'm getting too reliant on reading the numbers. So I
No,
don't know.
that's not no.
Okay,
If you weren't taking insulin, I would say yeah, stop.
right.
But you kind of need to watch that if
Well, I
you're
was
taking
just
insulin.
wondering if maybe just for a while, just take because my CGM ends today.
Oh,
I have
me
to get
too.
I have to do a new one. So yeah, like in about 6 hours. So
Because
I was
my
thinking
my replacement
maybe
is ready to go.
yeah, and so is mine. But I was actually thinking of maybe going to the sticks for like just about 5 days or so, just to see,
Okay.
and you know what I'm saying,
All right.
well, I mean, technically, I'm still checking it. I'm just not checking it 24/7. And like I
Yeah,
don't.
I understand. And
Yeah,
you were on insulin before CGM, right?
yeah, had the
Yeah.
sticks before that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
so it's not something that I don't know. It's not like out of my wheelhouse, so to speak. So do you see who's in the chats right now?
I see the chat. Who am I looking at?
Lexis Jones. She's the young lady Lexi from Healing Humanity.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I don't know. I
So
can't see her picture. Can you bring up one of her comments so I can see her thumbnail
yeah, I
picture?
have to move it up if she's
Good.
still here. I don't know. All right, sorry, Alexis.
I don't think I ever saw her on Healing Humanity.
Oh yeah, well, she was on there the other day on Friday and Sunday.
Okay.
So,
I probably was paying attention. Well, hello.
or you came in late on Sunday, so you might just not.
She's still here too, which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Very, very nice young
How are
lady.
you feeling otherwise besides your blood sugar today? Everything else is
Um,
doing better or?
I feel fine. My sugars went up again. I mean,
Mhm.
unfortunately, like the reason I'm not really regretting it because you do what you have to do. You know, and unfortunately, I pretty much was down. Like basically, my sugars dropped really low, and I was downstairs, and I'm shaking. I'm like I couldn't even like I could hardly walk.
It always happens when you're away from
It
the
does.
apartment.
Well, you know what, Bob? Semi-retired Bob.
Hmm.
He one time said something about like there's something with the foot, like the bottom of the foot or something like that, that actually like I forget the explanation, but every single time I go downstairs, that's when the sugars go. And he said something about like the bottom of the
Unless
foot.
the movement and the walking is like exercise.
Well, it is, but the thing is, if I walk around the track, it doesn't go down. It's only when I walk up and down steps. So I think
Interesting.
it's something with the staircase. It's something like. But which is weird in a way. But yeah, you're right. It always happens when I'm downstairs, and the sugars just dropped and meant, like it went from like it was about 138 and it went down to like really low.
And you ate
And
today, right? I think you said that during
I
Mitch.
had 4 burgers and some bacon. So
Oh
I actually
God,
did eat. Yeah.
I
And
know. I'm gonna eat soon.
yeah, no, I wasn't like on an empty stomach. I had a full stomach.
Huh, interesting.
And it still did, and
And
I
of
think
course, you confirmed it with a finger prick.
I did.
Okay.
After I mean, I'm not gonna lie, after I came back up, but what I had to
Oh yeah.
do,
Yeah, yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
is I got the Oreo cookie and I had one Oreo cookie. So I'm not going to
Oh, down.
regret
Oh,
that
from down. Oh,
because
from downstairs.
yeah, I'm not gonna regret that because I needed something, and the only regret I have is that was like actually like I only had like $3 left, and so now I can't get coffee. Um, for until Friday when I get paid, but that's fine. I mean, I do have coffee up here, so I can just make it myself if I have to. It's just I
Yeah,
go
that's a
there
good
for
way.
I go there to
Good
be
way to
nice.
save money is to make your own coffee. I know it's
Yeah,
convenient to get it outside.
yeah. Well, I
You know.
just I just do it because I mean they've been very nice, and since I don't get any treats,
Oh yeah.
candies, it's like my way of
Support
giving
local. Support
exactly.
local businesses. I
Yeah.
got you.
Unfortunately, the owner actually just had a heart attack. He had open heart surgery like just like five
Wow.
days ago. So.
Interesting. Of a candy store. Hmm.
Yeah, I guess he's having a little too much of his product. Yeah.
Indeed.
Um,
So
yeah,
what else
Aaron
is
just
going
said
on?
I'm
Are
getting
you?
more
How was?
glucose at the
Did you
stairs.
work? Did you work last night?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was all right. I actually did a
Anything?
short video. I put it on Instagram of me
Oh,
just
I
like
gotta look.
doing it. Did you see it yet or no?
No, no, no. I
Yeah,
gotta
it's
get on
it's I'm
Instagram.
I'm taking a picture of the candy that's right in front of me, like staring at me.
Oh,
Obviously, I got a little bored, but
isn't it terrible? It's
it's just
terrible.
I mean, that's like the first thing you see when you come into the store, you
It's
know?
everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just there. I mean, I know
Oh,
that
no, I
those
know that,
those
I know
types of
that.
places are definitely the worst places for that. But sugar isn't everything. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah,
It
it's
isn't everything.
a perfect video would have been for me to be able to go around the whole store and just do this
Yeah.
whole tour, but unfortunately, if I can't really, I probably was not really being too, if, like, they caught me, I probably would have gotten in trouble even for that, but, no one caught me, no one saw what I did, so,
Why do they have
I
a
made
problem with
sure that
that?
well, because if you, like, to tarnish the name, but I made sure that the
Oh,
name
but you didn't tarnish the name.
yeah.
That's
Companies
fine.
are, you know? It's like,
So
really?
right now my blood sugar on my glucometer is 87
Okay, that's good.
and my CGM says I am 85, so that's fine. And my ketones are 1.7. And
See, I never touched the ketones.
that's the interesting thing. Yeah, when we get together for the meetup, I'll bring the ketone meter. We can do it. The
Oh,
the
that'd be interesting for me to find out what the ketones are.
yeah, the ketone strips are very expensive though. So I'm only
Well,
doing it
I don't wanna
because
do it if it's gonna cost if
oh
it's gonna
no, it's fine. They're like $1 each. It's fine. I think it's for science. It's for science. Um,
for
but like,
experimentation.
but like, when I saw my blood sugar drop, I was like very interested to see my ketones. Like, I would never be able to get to 1.7 without fasting. And
Mhm.
I ate a really nice dinner last night. So
That's pretty
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
Erin, I
Um,
agree. Maybe for it to go so low, I don't know. It's very strange. And he ate, which is very strange. I think he just wanted an Oreo. No, I'm kidding. That's
well,
me.
I mean, I did tell the truth. I did tell the truth to everybody. Like everybody's like, "Oh, it probably tastes like oil or something like that." And I mean, no, I'm not really at that point yet where the chocolate tastes horrible because I've always liked chocolate. You
Yeah, I
know,
hate those people that say, "Oh, my taste changed." You give
yeah,
me an Oreo,
Yeah.
It will taste just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Oreo
Is anybody else with us? Can you have a
or
show
a
of
piece
hands
of
in the
chocolate
chat?
cake. You know,
Can I have a show
well,
of
I
hands
am
in the
with
chat?
you.
I want a show of hands because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had it write me an argument for an HOA meeting recently. That's so funny. ChatGPT is the boss. I know. I use ChatGPT all the time. I use it all the time.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you
trying to use
can.
ChatGPT, but it's not really
Well, you need to have something for it to do.
right.
You can't just like open the app and look at it. You have to know something. So
Well,
like
no, I
I'll
know
have,
that. Like I give
but you
it
have to have
certain.
like a task to complete. So like at work, I'll have to write an email, and I'll just have ChatGPT write it. Why not?
Oh,
You
okay.
know, so it's all good.
I'll probably figure it out.
Bacon, baby. Bacon, baby. One of the things I miss most about Lion Diet is bacon.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is from science.
Right now, I guess that technically I'm almost lying. The only thing that well, the coffee and the bacon, because I ran out of eggs, so I haven't had eggs in a few days.
Hmm.
And obviously, my situation. Everybody does because I finally opened up about it.
Oh, you
Um,
did?
yeah, I put it in a video and everything.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yes. I forgot.
Yeah.
I keep thinking, like you talked about it here, but you put the video out. All right.
I talked about it here too, but I did the video and everything. And today, so far, no incidences. So I think it is working so far. I'm not going to say
And what
that.
was it? No, what was it?
Knock
No
on
butter.
wood.
It was to
What?
cut the butter, right?
Butter and the dairy. Um, Dr. Phil thinks that I'm becoming lactose intolerant, basically. And I even made the joke
Really?
that lactose, yeah, he thinks that might be causing the diarrhea. Yeah. Um, and it seems to be working. So it's as good of a theory as any.
Oh,
Um, whether that is it or not, I don't know, but it is solving the problem. If that makes any sense, um, like I'm not having the problem after having it and doing the yogurt and everything like that. Now, if it comes back, then I know that's not the case. You know, but I know butter can be a problem anyway.
it could for some people it could be, but it's just weird to me that all of a sudden
Well,
all of a sudden.
what I'm thinking? I don't think I'm becoming lactose intolerant. This is what I think. Okay. I've always had a problem. It's just sometimes
Okay.
it's work. And even when I was a kid, I've always had a problem. Like I've always had to um, I even had there were times where I had to like take off of school because I was so bad, you know. And it's the first time I'm telling anybody this. So I think I was always lactose intolerant, but I always just loved cheese. I always loved dairy. And the symptoms just were always ignored. Like we never thought like, oh, this could be it. And now I'm thinking about it as an older person, as being on carnivore and everything like that. Like, this makes sense. This might be why I was so bad as a kid as well. I
Hmm.
might have always been that way. And the excess, like I was eating for butter. Like I was having a stick with every meal. Like whether it was 2 or 3 meals, I'd have a whole stick of butter with my hamburger meat or my steak automatically to increase the fat. And I think it was just way too, because, um, one of the things that, one of the reasons why I did that is I wanted to increase the fat. And Papa Carnivore one time was saying about because I was getting a little anxious, he thought the butter would help me, and he probably
Yeah.
was right. So I increased it. I doubled it. It used to be half a stick of butter I'd use, but then I doubled it, and I think that became the problem.
Well, I've been adding tallow to my meat just to increase the fat because I can't have butter on
Yeah.
Lion Diet. And
I mean, I
yesterday,
had the ghee. I had the ghee that you gave
yeah,
me.
and
Um,
um, that's less dairy. That's more. It doesn't
right,
taste good.
or
I hate the
clarified.
way it tastes. Yeah, I hate the way it tastes. But
It
you can
has
use it for
yeah. I don't really hate the way it
like a
tastes, but it does have a
sour taste.
unique taste to it. Yeah.
Like I couldn't eat ghee like with meat like I eat with butter,
Mm.
but I could use ghee for cooking. So like if I had to like put something in a pan That's
Yeah,
when I
that's what
cook
I
instead.
do. I use it
Yeah.
for the cooking and just to get a little bit more fat in there. Um, but the steaks I got, actually, I don't know what kind of steaks they are because when I got them, like they came in threes. They came in a 3-pack, and so I ripped it open and put them in individual bags.
Yeah.
But I never thought to look exactly like what the steaks were. But they
Ah,
kind of look like mini picanhas, because they
okay.
have like big huge like they have
Fat
so they have
caps.
really good fat marbling and everything.
Hmm.
But they're not picanhas because they're too small.
Yeah. Well, it could be. They could be steaks from that, but yeah, usually not.
Yeah,
Usually not.
but maybe mini picanhas.
Rockin' Keto Amy.
Yes. Hey, Rockin' Keto Amy, how you doing? I see her
Amy,
a
I'm
lot
working too.
on with Cindy the Macho
Okay.
and cooking Chris Cooking Nashville and them.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
I'm
never
working.
late. You're never late, Amy.
That's
You're just
right.
fashion. You're just fashionable. That's all it is. You're never late.
We are all working, and I'm working. It's still raining. It's still cloudy here today. Is it raining by you still?
It's wet.
It's just gray out. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. I mean,
I know. And then the weather. Did you look at the temperatures? I'm gonna die. It's gonna be like 100 degrees.
I know, I know. Well, somebody was like saying like, "Oh, it's gonna be really nice
It's
on
gonna be
Thursday. It's gonna be like
98
90 degrees."
degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean,
Thursday
I was like
is
saying to him like, okay, that's a little too hot for me
yeah.
because my apartment actually the sun kind of like heats up the place, and plus I'm
Hmm.
right above a laundromat, so I get all those washing machines and those dryers heating my house, heating my apartment. So if it's 90 degrees outside, it's about 110 in my apartment. So
So yeah, it's gonna be Tuesday, Wednesday, 98 degrees.
right,
And Thursday 91. Thursday is the last day of school in New York City, which means two of the hottest days in June. The kids are going to be in these classrooms sweltering. God, I'm sure someone can't breathe, and there'll
when
be
I was a kid in the
this.
classroom, when I was a kid, I don't remember us really having air conditioners back then. So it's like if it
Yeah,
was hot out, you were sweating,
and you
you
had
were
those big fan. Remember those big fans that sound like airplanes
oh yeah,
that they would
I
have
mean
blowing? So, and that's really why schools have summer vacation, is because it's easier to heat a school building than it is to cool one.
yeah,
So that's why schools are closed in July and August,
yeah,
and we bring them. We come back in September, and then we'll have some hot days in September too. But this is going to be crazy, and I have not turned on my air conditioning in my house yet because as a homeowner, I've become that person
right.
that's like watching the thermostat, and it's that if you're too cold, did you put a sweater on first? I've become that person at 42.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm probably gonna
it's
put
funny.
the
Like I'll
AC
turn
on
it like
tomorrow.
I do turn the air on a little bit more readily because
Mm.
if it's too hot, I get very I feel like I'm going to pass out. So I do turn the air on a little bit, but it's funny. Like my roommate like hates it when it's really cold out, and I'm thinking to myself like, okay, would you rather put on a sweater or would you rather see me naked? Like it's totally up to
Yeah.
you,
I mean,
because
I'm less sensitive to warm weather now.
right.
Um,
And I probably will be eventually too once I move
yeah,
to.
so like even now, like it's sometimes it's warm in the evenings, but just we have the fan on and it's fine. It's fine. 90 degrees, Terry Sue.
And I'm gonna hello Graham, Carnivore Transformer. How you doing today?
Right now it is a comfortable 68 degrees outside with a high of 71, but it's going to be cloudy all day and like wet.
Okay.
And then in a week it'll be 90 degrees and we'll be melting. And then we're off to Boston.
Yes. Yes.
Hospital, what's going on? I'm watching the live chat. It's a little bit delayed.
Yeah. Oh, Carnivore Transformers in the hospital. Okay. And it didn't come up until you
Yeah,
must have
I'm watching. I'm watching the live chat, and
yeah.
the one in the streaming software is a little slower.
Okay.
So what's going on, Carnivore Transformer? Is there anything that we can help you with? So bad.
He's in Africa, so I really doubt
Well,
that.
I'm not going to go there. I couldn't even help you if you were in the hospital. You're too far away.
That's true. We could give a prayer.
Yeah.
You know.
So today I've been fighting with people online. Because they keep. Oh, sorry, buddy. Hope they can get it down for you. Remember, it's always okay to use meds while you're healing, and then
When
taper them
yeah,
down.
if
Yeah.
you need them, use them. Use them. Don't
But
reject
I'm in
them.
a few diabetic Facebook groups, and they love to talk about share the American Diabetes Association, ADA, them
Yeah.
as like a resource, and I fight about how they're terrible and they want us to be sick and they don't want us to reverse it, blah blah blah. So that's what I've been doing today.
Yeah. So you're
And then I post the American
sort of
Diabetes Society.
trying your best, probably, to bite your tongue, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I read the comments and I get discouraged because it's just so backwards. It's so backwards,
Right.
and then I get disgusted. But you know what?
Well, when you get discouraged, you get discouraged like that, like there's no hope, or do you get discouraged in a different way?
I get discouraged trying to help people. Like, why am I going to try to help people if it goes on deaf ears? And the only people that react well to my comments are already know. It's the echo chamber.
Right. Okay. I get you.
You know.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I sort of lost hope on that particular front a while ago. Like there's so many
Yeah.
people I wanted to help, and I tried to do, and I still kind of say like, but I kind of believe in the concept that people don't hear you, they see you.
Mm-hmm.
And, like when they see your results, that's when they start to notice, if that makes any sense.
No,
And
it
no
does.
one's going to really listen to you, unfortunately. Like, what do we
Yeah.
know? Like, oh, well, we've reversed diabetes. We've done this, we've done that. And
And
I
then I
know a
fight
lot
about
of
that
people.
too. When I use the R word. Oh,
Yeah,
you can't reverse it. You can't this. You
exactly.
can't that. Talk about freaking making me feel terrible. Like, listen, and I know I can't eat high carbohydrate things. I know that, but maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't want to eat that stuff. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
but
even
yeah,
though Aaron's talking
I
about
mean, and that's
little Debbie's cakes over
you're
here.
saying that. That's sort of my trick for, like, I love chocolate, like we just said, like if I have
Mm-hmm.
it, but how I get away from it is how I get away from eating too much, and how I can control the amount is I just basically, hey Jackie, how you doing? Um, how I get away from it is I just remind myself. I just look at my foot and say, hey, if I go overboard, it's going to cause a problem. This will just bring my sugars a little bit, enough to get up the stairs, and that's all I need. I don't need any more than this. And Terry Sue says you need a cape.
I know I do need a cape.
So I mean, I think that's how I'm able to control myself. And you have to have your tricks. You got to have your at least that's what I believe. I believe you do have, and when you find them, then use them. We all have our ways of controlling ourselves. Now, I still think that if you brought a package of Oreo cookies upstairs, I probably will indulge in everything. I mean, it kind of helps too that you have to pay $2 per cookie in order to.
Now, are they just regular cookies, or are they
Yeah,
like?
Oreo
Are
cookies
they?
with fudge over them.
Oh, I know there's something with something delicious about it.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh,
Yeah.
chocolate covered Oreos.
Yeah. Dark chocolate Oreos. So not that makes a difference. I'm just And you're probably right. I probably did want an Oreo because technically, over on the other side, there's a lady that gives free chocolate, so I could have just gone on there and just gotten the free chocolate and not have to pay at all. But you know,
And I wish there was a way. I mean, it doesn't trigger you, so like you don't keep eating them. I mean, it's also good that you're buying individuals
yeah.
um, servings, but I
I
wish there
mean,
was something.
I do, I do try, to be good. And so
Mm.
far, is hypoglycemia the opposite of diabetes? Think I think it is because it's really low blood sugar. I think, Harrison.
But it's
I always get
but
the
believe
names
it,
confused, so don't quote me on that.
yeah.
Between hypo and
So
hyper.
l- yeah, low blood sugar. Um, you know, people have problems with that, just like people have problems with high blood sugar. I know Adrienne Gledhill, after her bariatric surgery, she would suffer very bad episodes of low blood sugar after eating certain foods. So basically, her body didn't respond to the carb load anymore. So she would actually go really low after eating. And
Hmm.
the only way she was able to Adrienne was able to um, cure that or stop that reaction from happening was by eating carnivore. And then she stopped having those things. And now she is still very heavily meat based, but she's able to eat more things and not have that reaction while taking a GLP-1. So she's
Yeah.
also found that she's going to be on the doctor on with Dr. Nelson and Dr. Kiltz.
What?
On I think it's on one of the morning shows. Let me see what day it was. Adrian's
I'll take
really
a
good.
look.
I really like Adrian. She's a good
I
friend.
know Carrie's on this afternoon.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Um,
that.
I'm going to try to watch it, but the problem is I work tonight, a full 8 hour shift from 10 p.m. to
Hmm.
6 a.m. So it's funny.
Adrian's
Like I worked last night.
on Thursday on Juneteenth
Okay.
on Thursday 6 a.m.
So I was supposed to. I worked last night, as you know, and I worked from 10 p.m. I was supposed to work from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That was it.
Hmm.
And my boss was supposed to relieve me. Well, she calls
Hmm.
me up around 1 a.m. and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to be an hour late." Now I have my disability, so I have to make
Right,
sure I
you
don't go over. And
right.
already I was at the limit of like 18 hours. Normally
Right.
I go for 16, but 18 is like the max. That's the cap. And so she was like, "Well, we could just take an hour off of Friday." I said, at first I was like, "Okay," but I was only working 3 hours already on Friday. you know, so that goes down to 2 hours. So I'm thinking to myself, like, so I texted her earlier.
Why even go in?
That's why I texted her. Like, I'm like, I don't think it's worth me even going in on Friday for only 2 hours. Like, even if I am
Yeah.
right behind the place, for me to get up at 4 in the morning to go to work for 2 hours and then come home, like, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the only thing that makes sense is the concept that I'd be up definitely for kilts, but other than that, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
So,
What did you what did you do for work before you went on disability?
well, right before I went into disability, I was selling furniture, just like Papa Carnivore.
So weird.
We have a lot in common, don't we?
I know, yeah.
And
So weird.
I don't know if he even knows that.
What store were you working? I
It was
don't think anyone's ever asked you that before.
Yeah. The store I worked at was Value City Furniture.
Oh, so it's a local place?
Pretty local, yeah. It's actually affiliated with Ashley's
Oh,
Furniture.
okay.
Yeah, and I worked there. That was for about maybe a little over a year. I worked there, and that's when when I couldn't walk like when I had like everything happening. And then right before that, I sold cars, used cars, but I wasn't very good at that. And that's like when it definitely first started happening. When they actually bad company, they actually I had health insurance and they took it away because I wasn't there for like a couple weeks. They literally like canceled my health insurance, which who does that? And so, I mean, they're a very horrible company. But then before that, I worked with the Tuxedos. Like that I mentioned before, I did that for about 25 years.
Wow, that I've heard. That I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having
So
many, many,
you've always been in that kind of like
yeah,
retail
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, I, I've done these things, you know, many times before. Like I've always worked. My first job was, if you want to get technical, was a paper, newspaper boy.
Route.
At the age of 12, I worked at,
Mm.
and I rode my bike. Sometimes my grandfather would take me around. He definitely have to take me around on Sundays because they actually were doubled the amounts. I had about 150 people that I delivered to on Sundays. So that's a lot of papers to take on your bike. Because you ever see a Sunday paper? That's pretty thick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I don't even know how many stops would there be on your route? Do you remember?
um, well, like I said, about 120 papers, right? So,
Hmm. So 120 stops. Is that
yeah,
basically that was your full route? Wow,
for
that's a lot.
Sundays, yeah, it was a little bit
That's a
less
lot.
during the week, but yeah,
Well, Sunday, yeah, Sunday probably is the one that people want the most.
right. Well, yeah, people usually pay. Wednesdays and Sundays are the most popular because I think Wednesdays had some circulars as well as Sundays, and that's where
Okay.
people. And Sundays also had the Sunday comics too. You know. Ah, Rick's
Um.
here.
Oh, it is cracked. Sorry, no sound effects here, Rick. Quack 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 quack.
I don't know. Do I have some? Let me see if I have a duck sound effect. That's a good question. No, no ducks. No ducks. The closest I have is an air horn, and that's not very close.
My first job was at Target.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked many jobs. I worked, because there were times when there was one time I actually worked like no, four jobs in one shot.
Mhm.
I mean, they were kind of part-time jobs, but I still
But
worked.
at the same time, yeah. No, that's a lot.
But that was when I was younger. I could not do that now. Don't even try to make me do that now. Um, you know, I mean, unless you want to see me on the ground and like passed out, and not from
No.
diabetes, it's from exhaustion.
Oh, exhaustion. Yeah, no, we can't do that anymore. Please, when I was getting the Nintendo Switch 2, like I was up all night, I was waiting in lines, and I said I can't do this anymore. I'm 42 years old. I cannot be staying up all night and waiting in lines. 10 years ago, I would have been like boom, 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 boom. So whatever.
Yeah, I was a whole different person when I was in my 30s. And
Yeah.
it's sad. I was actually in pretty bad shape. I mean, I was a lot heavier and everything, but
Hmm.
when it came to being able to work, I could work like an 80-hour a week and I wouldn't feel it at all. Just be like, okay, yeah, I'm a little tired, but now, hopefully I'll get better though with carnivore and I can work. I mean, my goal is to get off the disability eventually and to be able to work again fully. But, because
And what do you want
because
to
right
do?
now
Do
I
you have
do
any
have to think
idea?
about retirement. What was that?
What would you want to do?
Besides just working in general, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
you said you want to work full time off disability. What because retail might not be the best thing for you with your foot,
Right. Well, at least not
right?
this kind of retail. Yeah. I mean, I get you.
Um, yeah,
I
think
I
about it.
don't know. I mean, if I had a car,
Hmm.
and I could go far, I could probably call my old boss and find out if he'd be willing to hire me again. Um, but that's all the way in Princeton, so the walk would be a little far for me. It's
Hmm.
about an hour drive, so can you imagine
Oh,
walking
that's
there?
too far. That's too far.
Um, but if I had a car, then I'd be willing to go. Uh, but I know the field. I mean, 25 years, you have to kind of know it,
Yeah, that's true.
and everything. Um, there are times when I think about maybe like if I had a car right now, calling him for prom season and just working and just doing the fittings and everything like that for all the people. Because I mean, you could have like up to like 200-300 people a day. They're getting changed and everything like that. So he can definitely use the help, and he probably would.
especially during the seasons, you know.
Yeah, and he probably would
And
pay me.
then
He probably would
and
pay
then
me.
there's always weddings and stuff like that too.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, like
Weddings
you
are
don't
always
know
happen.
how many. I mean, I probably fitted so many weddings. I probably put together. I mean, do the bridal shows and everything. I did all that. I actually, believe it or not, you're looking at a guy that actually hems pants. I hem jacket
Hmm.
sleeves. I
Wow.
I learned how to taper. It's mostly like quick like rental stuff, but yeah, I pretty much know how to do certain things, and you know,
Yeah, Amy recommends maybe some type of work that you can do from home. She says like a call center work, and I know it's Amazon and those type of companies are always hiring
Mhm.
different
Yeah.
people in those
I mean,
roles.
I actually thought of that too. The only thing that
You're
concerns
gonna
me,
have to get a new computer.
yes, and also too, I probably would need to get a landline rather than the phone. I would think too,
Well, the thing about
which is fine. I just upgrade my Comcast.
the way these jobs work now is there really isn't a phone. It's all over the internet, like on your laptop.
Oh, okay. So
So
okay, so
you'd be
that could
wearing
be
a
okay.
headset, and you would probably just need a new laptop.
Right. Which is something I want to get anyway because of YouTube,
Right.
but and because of all these Zooms, and everything. But that's cool. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal to get a landline. I mean, I just would probably have to add it to my internet to my
Mhm.
cable plan, internet plan. Which
Yeah, but
yeah, I know. I
you
actually
don't
have
need
cable
it.
but not because I want cable. It's my. I think when you're at a certain age, I think you still like want that cable. At least that's what it. Everybody, my other roommate wanted cable all the time too, and she was like 62. So I think like anybody like
What do you watch on cable?
I don't watch anything on cable. I don't even use it.
I have witnesses, right? I have 13 witnesses that you're crazy.
Yes. uh, I stream. For me, I stream. I have Disney Plus and stuff like that. So I mostly watch like Marvel and stuff like
During the pandemic, I never was big into YouTube, but during the pandemic,
that. Right.
like is when I found YouTube. I found it. Like I used to use YouTube as like a utility. Like I have to install something or I have to fix something. I would look it up on YouTube, find a video, get the instructions, and do it. It wasn't until the pandemic where I started using YouTube for entertainment, more for entertainment. Um, and I remember we said that I wasn't going to buy YouTube Premium again.
Oh, that
Um,
yeah.
I bought it again. I bought it again.
I
I paid
figured
for a
you
year.
were to
Yeah, I paid
because
for a
you know
year.
what you
I
got
got
the
the taste. I got the
you got the
taste.
taste. You tasted the gold, so to speak,
Yeah.
and yeah. Um,
So I'm gonna put my new CGM on a little bit. This is the last one from the last batch I got. I have another batch,
I
but
still
this
got
is the
about
last
8 more
one.
left, so that's good. So
Yeah.
you're due to get your replacements then.
No, no. I think I'm halfway through. I'm so far. I have so many. That's why I was able to send you three of
Oh,
them.
okay.
Because my insurance, I think they changed it now, but my insurance was letting me refill the 90 days like on day 60. So every time I would refill as soon as I could, and I would still have three extra. And then, sometimes one might last 5 days and fail. Dexcom sends you a new one. So that saves some time. So I have a supply. A supply.
Okay. So Papa Carnivore is here.
Oh,
Why did this come up on my screen? Okay, got rid of it.
get rid of booby goats over here.
Did Aaron leave?
No, she still have her on. You still have her.
This thing goes so fast for me. You're so much better at doing these chats. You really are.
Well, no, I
Um,
still see
I
her on the screen. Oh, but it's not on the live screen. Why do I see it on the preview but not on YouTube?
I don't see anything on a preview. I don't know.
Like on how do you say the name of the streaming software?
Um,
E,
I
how do you
just spell
pronounce
it
it?
EVMUX.
I on our picture I see Booby Goats' comment, but I don't see it on the main one. Put up another comment. Put on hi bacon baby.
Yes, Papa Carnivore. Hi, Bacon Baby. Yeah, I see
Very
that. I
nice.
didn't see it. Booby Goats
Now
though.
take it down. Let me take him away. Let me see if it goes away. See, now it worked. All right, so maybe it was stuck or something. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I misunderstood what you were talking about. I'm like,
Listen,
are you seeing
you
Aaron?
get you you get what you pay for.
Yeah, yeah, free is free. Thank you, Papa Carnivore, for shouting out to me. I wasn't able to. I thanked before, but I wasn't sure if you were actually in the
Peter,
back
did you know that Thomas used to sell furniture before times?
for about a year. I mean, I think I did tell Peter, but I don't
You
know
can talk
if
about it a lot. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he knew it. Yeah, he knew it. Cool.
See, one other thing that we're having in common, right, Peter? Terry Sue just said Aaron isn't here. Okay.
Peter, great job saving the show today.
Peter always saves the show. If anybody should have a
I
kid,
know.
it's
I was thinking about jumping on, but I do so much shit in the mornings. I was like, ugh, I don't want to. I want to do my shit. But you did a good job. Not that they would have been. They would have been fine with no one, but still, it's nice to have someone to talk to, talk with.
I know sometimes like if I might jump on if I was there, but then I think to myself like, okay, am I the best person to jump on? Like there's so many better people. So, you know. And I think Papa Carnivore is one of them.
So I guess Peter, we have to hear that story about why you're no longer a mortgage banker. Yeah, everyone has a previous life of work.
Yeah. In my previous life.
Oh, nice. So young to retire.
Yeah.
Guess not. You're a good age. You have plenty of things to enjoy.
Yeah. See, the thing of him saying he's retired just came up for me. So I'm guessing YouTube is
So
being
I'm watching. I have the YouTube chat on one monitor. I got two monitors in front of me. This is where I'm in my office right now. So I'm watching on one screen. I'm watching the live chat, and then yes, there is a delay in the streaming software.
All right. So
Yes, he is. Thomas, and you are a big support to Thomas, and he is
I'm
his
his
protege.
I'm Papa
Protege.
Carnivore's apprentice, his protege.
Yeah.
And you're a very wise teacher, Peter. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're very good.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Of course. And there's Rick. Oh, you don't see it.
I'm your
You
young
don't see it yet.
Padawan. I have
Yeah,
fire.
Thomas is he's fired up. Thomas is
No, I get it,
right,
but I
right.
just had to read it to.
Yeah, definitely. You have already. Thomas has already saved his legs and feet. That's done
I'm
already.
I am very hopeful that everything's going to be okay.
Yep.
So we got two ducks in the building.
As long as you keep doing what you're doing,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. To stay focused, that's the main thing. Like even when you go off track a little bit, if you stay focused and you get right back on, I think, it's like, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when you stumble, like when you're walking, all of a sudden you like kind of like, you trip. Oh, Mitch is here. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. What's going on? I was just hanging out with Thomas during
Do you know
his.
that? Now, Mitch asking that question to you is going to come up.
Everyone's. Is this the real Mitch, or is this the
Well, it was the real Mitch the other day when he was on, so I'm hoping it's the real Mitch again. Yeah.
taking a little break from what? Come on. Oh, you didn't see it yet. It's coming.
To be continued.
Oh, this chat is really behind. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, the live stream today was really good. I like two things. I like that you were in a great mood. I like to see that. Not that I don't like Grumpy Mitch. Grumpy Mitch is also one of my favorite people, but Happy Mitch is my most favorite person. Um, yeah, and just had a lot of good things to say this morning during your I guess your opening monologue. It was good. It's a good talk.
Yeah, I
And
can't
of
wait
course,
to.
we talked about the Zoom meeting last night, which was good.
Yeah, I
Um,
I like seeing. I saw Mitch yesterday. I like seeing him there.
yeah, I know too. The week before he wasn't on. Who was the guest week
Oh, I thought he
before?
was on the
He was
week
on.
before.
He was on for Laura Spath,
Yeah.
and then there was someone, and then there was Dante. And I
Oh.
remember saying, "Oh, Mitch should be on for this one. This is a good. This is like a good example
And you didn't see him.
of." And he wasn't on that last time. I
I
forgot what
thought
it
he
was
was
though.
last time, but maybe I could be mistaken. I mean, it wouldn't be the
It's,
first time that I mistake something.
it must have not been that good if I can't remember.
Yeah.
Let me see messages. Alia.
Okay. He did say he missed that week, so
Yeah, but I want to know who was it
maybe I
because
just maybe I saw like his double ganger, and that's what I was thinking of seeing.
oh, it was Benazati. How can I forget that?
Oh,
Mitch, that was a good one.
that was a good one.
That
Yeah.
was a good
You
one.
definitely see the
Yeah.
replay.
No, they don't record them. They record them, but they don't put them anywhere. It's very annoying.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Ollie keeps on
It
saying
was
it, but
Benazati.
Ollie's like,
You
"Yeah,
know,
I'll put it on. I'll put it later on tomorrow." But yeah,
and this is one of the things that like I feel bad like sometimes on the Monday Zooms is we have these people here that have these experiences that I would like to hear from, right? Even though I speak to Dante every Sunday on the other Zoom,
right. Yeah,
but
Dante was cool, but it wasn't really
even
fun.
with like Laura Spath and stuff like that, and those people, the whole meeting becomes ask the doctors questions, right? Ask Dr. Nelson, ask Dr.
Right.
Fields
It goes
questions,
directly to them, which
and it kind
makes
of
it
like
good.
the person that's there is kind of like, and sometimes I try to pull them in and say, hey, do you have any comment on this? But that's kind of like, but Ben Azadi, Ben is very, he's very high profile, so his Zoom is really really good.
But you're absolutely right. Most of the questions do go directly to who's already working there, either Nelson or Kiltz.
Yeah, but then it kind of just takes over.
Yeah. The only time it didn't really do that was when Dr. Phil was on the one time with them, because he's a doctor too, so the questions can get directly to him.
Yes, yes, but that's different though. That's kind of like the whole point. But when they have these other people on,
But when they
you
have
know,
people that are not medically certified, I guess you could call it, you're absolutely right.
yeah,
You know, but I mean, I have a hard like most of my questions are either questions I've already asked like 100 times, or so obviously I know the answer before I even ask the question. you know, but but I have no other questions. It's like, okay, I'm just doing it
yeah. Oh
because
no, and even I don't know. Mitch probably thinks we're like mutes on these Zooms, but like I rarely speak unless I'm spoken to.
yeah.
Every now and then, if there's like something that like I'm going through, like my heart problems, and Dr. Ovadia is on, I'll ask him a question. But even then, I know what the response is going to be. It's they can't give me advice because they're not my doctor, and then it's just
Mhm.
like get more magnesium. I mean, I don't know. Whatever
I
the fuck
yeah,
they're gonna say.
I won't get into that too much. Like,
You know.
I had that situation with Dr. Phil one time. I asked a question and he's like, "Well, I can't really answer that." So like it was like, okay, well, um, you can't even give me an opinion, like
Yeah,
it
I
is
know.
what it is, you
It's
know.
frustrating. It's frustrating, but it was a good. The Benazati's was a good thing.
Oh, Benazotti was excellent.
Yeah,
It was
and then next week, I don't know who's on next week.
excellent.
There's no way to really tell, right?
No, probably until like the day
We have to wait
before.
until they message. They or like they start a few days before they start talking about it.
Yeah.
Let me see events.
I mean, this one, Dante, I didn't find out until like that morning. Like when I saw the
Yeah,
warning, like, oh, today at 5 it's going to be Dante Ferrigno. So I think sometimes it does happen last minute. It's like, oh, they probably don't really say
yeah.
too
I mean,
much
they
because
have
if
they
they
have them
have it,
all booked in case someone cancels, I guess. But
that's
they have them all
that's
booked.
what I was
That's
about to
why
say.
they
Mitch
That's
just
why
said he's on the first Monday in September.
yeah,
So
that's why that's how I know they're booked because when Mitch went to go sign up, they told
right,
him,
no, and I
"Yeah,
know that, but
we'll see you in September. We'll see you in 3 months."
yeah. Oh no, I know they're booked. I'm just saying I don't think they tell us until
Right,
like
right, right,
just
right.
in
And
case.
especially if there's changes in the schedule and stuff like that.
Like like if Mitch on September decides to go salsa dancing, and he can't go, then
Yeah, no,
I'm
for
just gonna
sure.
see if Mitch has like a response to that. So that's the only reason I said it.
Oh, Mitch is doing computer work. I guess he's doing website work.
Yeah, yeah. I think they are pretty much booked though. Um,
I know it's the real Mitch. I know.
it is like
The
I
hackers
like.
don't come into the hackers don't come into Thomas's live streams.
I'm not that popular yet. No, that only happens with Rick. No, I could ask, is this the real Rick?
Yeah, is it? Just because you put Rick behind your next to your name doesn't mean that you're the real Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, are you a robot? You know the captcha. Are you a robot? No, I'm not a robot. Are you a human? No, I'm not human. Nice words for Mitch.
Yeah. You know what? I'll put that on screen.
Yeah,
Obviously, I'm not paying for it.
the voice typing is not what it is not what not that great.
Rick the robot.
That's right. Wow, Carrie came in. Wow, that's cool.
Well, no, you didn't see that. It was a fake Carrie. It wasn't the real Carrie.
On Erin?
Oh, no.
Oh no, Erin said that Carrie came in to. Oh no, Homestead Homie.
Right.
Is Homestead Homie
It's a fake.
the robot?
Yeah.
Fake Carrie. Well, Bizarro Carrie.
Yeah. Yeah. Rick's been 2 weeks in a row. Well, not 2 weeks in a row, but 2 weeks. Um, he had a fake Carrie pretending to be Homestead How.
Be nice, Rick. Be nice.
But he was doing his O's with zeros, so that's kind of how we figured it out this time.
Does the fake Carrie have this like his logo like to make it look like it's his account?
He did as much as he could to make it look official. Yeah, to make it look legit. I mean, I remember one time Papa Carnivore had an imitator with Mitch a long time ago, back when we saw more of Ellen, Scooby the dog.
Yeah.
And we figured. I mean, I saw it, but there wasn't anything I could do. So I think Ellen actually took care of it, like threw the guy out, because there's like different things. Like it didn't have the crest that Papa Carnivore has for Mitch's channel, and everything. So it's like sort of like this is a little off here. So we knew most of us knew it wasn't you, Peter.
So have you figured out how you're gonna get from your house to my house for the
Okay.
meetup?
So I already know that I'm definitely going to have to take the Belmar train to Penn Station.
Okay.
That's a definite.
Okay.
And I found that the price I can even prepay. I just don't want to prepay now. I want to do it like
Well,
last minute,
just wait. Yeah. You still have
you know,
time for that. Yeah, you still have time
and
for that.
everything. And when I say prepay, like the day before.
Yeah.
Um, what I'm not sure of is I need to do research on both. I haven't taken a subway in a long time.
Okay, it's not
So
that bad.
and with like last time I took a subway, I was like about 20 something. So it was a lot more faster, a lot
So do
more.
you
Uh,
want to take you're gonna be in Penn? You said where are you gonna be?
Penn Station, well, wherever the end.
So would you rather take the Long Island Railroad then instead?
I didn't even think about that concept. Would that
Because the Long
go
Island
right?
Railroad is in Penn Station and it goes right. I can pick you up. It's right by my house. I can tell you
I mean,
which
that
one to
might be
pick
an
you up.
option. I'd have to. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
even
it's
thinking
it's
about
a little bit
it.
more money, but it's also more comfortable. You know.
Well, I mean, this just to let you know, the live's going to end in like 30 minutes. So
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I got the countdown warning.
Okay, that's
Um,
fine.
Yeah, that's an option I didn't even think about. Because the two options I thought about was either the subway, which would be a lot cheaper. I do
Hmm.
agree, but there would be sort of like a danger aspect to that, I guess you could say. I don't want to say
Yeah,
that, but that would probably be the closest thought process as
danger
anything.
in what way? It's not
I
that
don't
big.
know, just in the
It's
concept that I'm
fine.
not very fast,
I
and
took I t- well, I mean it is hustle and bustle. I was on the subway on Sunday. It was fine. On
right.
Saturday it was
And I
fine.
probably would be
It was
fine. I'm just not used to it.
yeah, it was fine. The
Um,
railroad is
And
nice.
then I
It's
thought just
it's
taking a
more.
taxi, which I did price the taxi, and I do have enough money to take it, but you know, the,
I mean, whatever
the
you feel
Long
comfortable with.
Island
I think
the
the
Long
railroad
Island
would.
Railway would probably be a middle ground to both.
Yeah, yeah, and it's fast too. The subway makes so many stops. The
Yeah.
railroad, you'll be at the stop I'll pick you up at, which will be at like you'll be there so fast, like in 25 minutes. Like
Yeah.
it's
And
really fast.
once I get there, I'll just text you
Hmm.
where I'm at and we
And
can.
that Friday, I'm teleworking. Um, I'm working from home,
Oh,
so
okay.
I can pick you up like even if you get in like in the like early afternoon, I could pick you up and you can just hang out here. And then
Okay.
I don't know when we want to leave. We could leave
That's up to you.
right away and sit in
That's up to you.
traffic, or we could wait. I don't know. We gotta
I
see.
mean,
Whatever.
yeah.
My
I
wife
mean,
is.
you're the driver, so I
Well,
mean,
Michelle's driving. She's taking her car. She's driving. I don't
oh
drive the
really?
car.
Okay.
I'll drive a little bit, but she likes to drive.
I mean, we just know I'm not driving
Yes, we know
because
that. Right.
I'm not yet there. Like I can drive like up and down like one road, but to drive in heavy
No, it'll be
heavy
fine.
traffic
Yeah,
like
we
that.
were, we were very nice. We were very comfortable. We're gonna do a live stream from the car.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
I talked to Ollie and everything like that too, asking if it would be okay, and she's like, "Yeah, well,
yeah. They don't care.
we'll
They
do
love
some
it.
cameos and stuff like that." Well, you still want to get the
No, whatever you
to be
want.
polite,
Yeah,
you
you can be polite. That's true. You can be polite.
you know, you
It's
know.
gonna be nice. We're gonna have a good
I mean,
time. I can't wait. I can't wait
not
for the
everyone wants
meetup.
somebody like to throw a phone in their face.
Yeah,
you know.
I know. I can't wait for my $180 dinner lunch
Yeah.
or
But
however much it costs.
I will end up if I end up it'll be worth to me. I'll be in bliss because like I was saying
Meeting all these
where
people.
I said it the last time I've never had vacation. Like when I was working, it was like 15 years. Like when I stopped working, it was 15 years before that I had a vacation. And then you know, and then when all this happened, I stopped driving and everything like that. The only place I would go to would be occasionally to my sister's house. That was like my way
Mm.
of getting out of the house, or a rehab, which what a lot of
Right.
fun for that. And so this is the first time going out of state, like literally doing. So
Yeah.
I mean, the excitement is like overwhelming for me.
Good. I'm
It's
glad
been
I'm
overwhelming,
glad
but
you're
still,
excited about it. You'll be
yeah.
okay. You'll be fine. I'll take care of you. You'll be okay.
I, Thank you. I
Just get to,
appreciate it.
just get to me. Just get to me. I can't guarantee anything until you're with me, but you'll be
Just get
fine.
me alive, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good. And
or at least with a note that hey, he was alive before he got here.
one of my wife's friends might come with us.
Okay.
Remember, I told you my wife has no interest in the meetup at all. I
Yeah.
told you that, right?
So a little bit.
So she'll have like someone to hang out with. Like they might just like run around Boston while we're during the morning, and then they'll meet up. They'll come up to and have lunch. So I told Alia. She was like, yeah, there should be room. She can just buy lunch. You know, she's not going to go to the event. Because they don't care and they eat carbs. So you know, my wife might not eat carbs at the meetup. She might feel shamed, but her friend will definitely eat carbs.
Oh yeah, she doesn't care.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, no, she doesn't care.
But it's funny. Like Peter just said about Carrie. It was terrible at trying to be Carrie. He was saying crazy stuff, and I remember I actually tested him out. Like I said to him on the chat, I said, so how was the Boston trip? And he's like, oh, it was great. I had a great time.
It didn't happen yet. It didn't happen yet.
I got you.
Yep, Peter. Me and Thomas are good buddies now. We're in every community together. and also another reason why another reason why me and Thomas also have bonded is because he's actually like the closest person to me.
Yeah,
he's not that close, but he's closer than Florida. You know, so he's pretty close.
Yeah.
And then this whole Boston thing kind of made all the plans come together because I'm going to drive now for Syracuse.
I was just about to ask you that. So, what do you think about Syracuse?
So I'm going to Syracuse if they can stop changing the fucking date.
Did they change it again?
No, I don't know. Alia had the wrong date. Dr. Kiltz had the wrong date.
That was just a mistake, I think.
Right, yeah. But I keep changing on the calendar. It was this week, then that week. My wife's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know."
September 13th, correct?
No, that's not.
What's the new date?
It is on September. Is anybody going to go to the Syracuse meetup?
I was thinking about going. I have to save up. I have to get the money.
It is on the 27th.
Oh, so 1 week after. Okay. Because originally I was thinking about going on the 13th because my birthday's on the 20th. And I thought, that'd be a pretty nice birthday gift for me. And I did the pricing, and I think it's like about $75 for me to take an Amtrak. So if I save up money and everything like that, I can go directly to Syracuse.
I'm gonna fly alone. My wife's not coming to this one. I'm gonna. So maybe we can share. If you go,
that you need to fly.
It's farther than Boston. Boston's like only 3.5 hours with no traffic. Of course, there'll be traffic and we'll be miserable.
Right. It's just
Syracuse is like an 8-hour drive, and I don't want to do that. And I looked at the price of the flight. It's like $120. Like I'd rather just fly. No, I'd rather just fly. So if you go, then we can share a hotel and save money that way.
Yeah, we could do that.
Since it'll just be me, I won't be with the wife.
But I mean, I'm not really 100% sure. It might be like the same situation.
Yeah, when buy the ticket
and then see if I can do the hotel, and then because it was like kind of like broken up, for me. But I thought about it because I'm like, hey, it's right around my birthday. Like, what a perfect birthday gift to give myself. But the only problem is right now, through the miracle of my sister. I mean, you're helping with transportation, but my sister's the one who loaned me the money to be able to go.
I don't want to hear loan you money. She's paying.
Well, that's true. I mean, I'd like to pay her back, but you're right.
No, don't pay her back. Don't pay her back.
It's my birthday gift. So, you're right.
Listen, like you, my brother is richer than me. And I do not, I make sure that I get as much as I can.
Yeah, you're right.
My brother has so much money. It is
Well, okay.
unbelievable.
So let me put it this way: even if I don't pay her back, even so, the
Yeah.
concept is the chance of her helping me again would be, yeah, because like her thing would be like, well, I gave you money for your birthday for Boston trip. I can't afford to give you money.
So the
Um,
money that you got for Boston was birthday money for the future September?
yeah,
It was like an advance on your birthday?
yeah,
Oh, come on, man.
yeah, for my birthday and for Christmas,
Oh, terrible.
which is fine.
It's
I
very
mean,
nice. It's very nice.
yeah, no. But so I'm not going to ask. I won't ask her for for to help me with Syracuse because I can't keep on, like it's just not my character. And so I have to get up the money. So I mean, I should be able to get the money up anyway because now I'm working. I work at
Listen,
least 6.
if you can, I mean, we don't know how much the tickets are going to be. They're not on sale yet.
No, they showed it about 130, same as the Boston trip.
Oh, did they have it for
Yeah, they had it on
Syracuse?
the thing. Yeah, she showed it. I don't know if they have the thing yet, but she did show it. She did like
Let's
one of the
see.
comments in the chat in the thing. Got a little while ago.
Kiltsmeetup.com.
Yeah, she showed how much the tickets were going to be.
Yeah, so it's not on the website yet, but
No,
yeah. So yeah, so you need to cover that, and then you would also need to
and then I
just
would
get
need
the
to
train.
cover the transportation. And I like the idea of the
Yeah.
Amtrak because I've never taken an Amtrak before. Now,
Actually,
it's been a while since I've taken a
Syracuse
train. I've
tickets
taken a
are on
train.
sale. They are on sale right now.
Right.
So we have VIP tickets for 300 and
Yeah,
regular tickets for 135.
right. And I'm guessing you're going to do the 130 price.
Correct.
Right.
Yes, I don't want. I'm no VIP. Even though I am, I'm not.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm good.
So, I mean, like if the Amtrak tickets, that's that price. Let's round it up to, like it's about $79. So let's round it up to 100 just to be on the safe side. Put that aside,
Mm-hmm.
and assume that it's each way, not round trip. And so that's fine, And
Yeah,
then
check to see what the round trip is. Maybe it's not that expensive.
it might be less, but I'm just saying like overestimate. That way I have extra money if it's if
Maybe
it
I'll take a train to freaking Syracuse. I love taking the train. My
yeah.
wife is
Maybe
like,
we can meet each other on the Amtrak and
yes.
and like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, like take it and like do the dining car and
Let's see. Amtrak schedules.
but I mean, sadly enough, I
Do
mean,
you think it comes into New York
if
City
I take a
first? A
plane, I
must.
would definitely have to get that new license too. So I might have to get it for Amtrak too. So something like
You don't have a passport, right?
no, and you have to get that new real ID. So that's something I would have to get.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
I got
I
one a
mean, I
little
want
while
to get it
ago.
anyway because when I start driving, I want to be able to, to go places. Because I'm thinking that this is not going to be the only times I go away. Now that
Mm-hmm.
the carnivore's opened a whole new world for me. And if I'm as popular as Rick has said before,
That's right. September. What did I say it was? 27th?
Yeah. So for me, instead of being a week before my birthday, it will actually be a week after
Week
my
after, which is
birthday.
good. Let's see what these train tickets look like. No, this is dumb. This is wrong. 24th. No, 26th is when we go. They start so early. You have to go the day before.
Yeah. Well, they probably want to get the day. It probably takes the whole day for it to go through and everything like that. So that's probably why they start so early.
So for me, um, there's a 3:40 p.m. train.
Now, would
Or
you go right
120.
for you? Would you go right to
I'd have to
p.m.?
go to Penn Station.
Okay, so you drive to Penn Station.
No. That's in
Oh,
Manhattan. I'm taking the train. I'm taking the
okay.
train to my train.
So you okay? So
Yeah.
you
And remember, I'm not even for Boston. I'm bringing a duffel bag of clothes. I'm not bringing a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Um, so either I would work. Either way, I'm gonna have to leave work a little early. But like, there's a 3:40 that gets me into Syracuse at 9:51, and it's $67.
That's not too bad.
Nope. And there's a 1:20 that gets me into Syracuse at 7:01, which is actually a little bit of a shorter trip, at $51 coach.
That's even better.
And
If
if I
you're okay
wanted
with it.
business, yeah, I don't care. I'm skinny now. It's fine. It's comfortable.
I think even if you're fat, you're still okay with the coach. You're just not comfortable.
Please,
You're
even
supposed to have something to do with it, you know?
when I get on an airplane, my seatbelt has so much room now. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
I know.
Yeah, and business class is 176. So if I took the train, $51. Let's say I take I take a half day from work, which I don't care. I'll take off. And then coming home is the same.
Right.
There's a 10 o'clock train, $51. So for $100. Now, granted, the flight is like an hour and 20 minutes. The train ride is almost 6 hours. So it is a little bit more.
Time.
It is a little bit longer.
Right.
But I don't care. What am I doing?
Yeah.
And it's also
I think the
it's
train would
it's
be more for the experience than anything.
yeah, it's whatever. It's also more productive time.
Well, that's what I mean. Because don't
I can have my laptop.
have the restaurants and everything in them and stuff?
I'm not eating. I can't eat in real life. I'm not going to eat on a train. I'm going to have you're going to see what I'm going to have for our drive to Boston. I'm going to have a Tupperware container full of cooked hamburger patties.
Yeah, you said.
And we're just going to be handing them out.
Yeah.
Handing them out. And bacon. I don't know if you're going to be on pork at that time, but
I will for that. I will for
yeah. So I'll cook a pack of bacon. I'll have hamburger patties, salt. We'll have my fake Pellegrino from Costco. It'll be good. We'll have like in the trunk. We'll have like a cooler.
That I actually wouldn't mind trying. What you just
the fake Pellegrino from Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's delicious. Yeah, it's like.
Oh, I was thinking of something else anyway, but
it's the Costco brand of Italian mineral water.
You know what I was thinking? No, actually, I was thinking something else. I apologize. I was thinking because for some reason it always comes up, so I think it was just in my head of the pemmican.
Oh, those? Yeah, no, I don't have those.
Because I always make the joke to Todd that this is not pelican, this is pemmican. Because he actually said one time in a chat that he was making pelican. So I'll like do a picture of a pelican being like, "Please, Todd, don't eat me."
And I wanna don't say pelican, yeah. Don't say pelican. Yeah, so maybe I'll take the train. I gotta see. 5 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I really won't know until I get closer to, because
and I can bring a pet for $78 extra. I wouldn't.
I was going to say, is that really worth $78 so you can bring a cat?
I'm not bringing a cat, no, even though I'd love to.
Especially if the hotel might not allow the cat.
No, we have to sneak him in.
Yeah.
All right. Is Amy still on the call? On the call. Like I'm on Zoom. I think she is. I am subscribing to Amy, so if you just got notification that someone subscribed, it was me. And I can't wait to see what you ate on vacation. Because I am struggling eating while on vacation. When I was in London, I could not find anything to eat. And then we ended up going to like a steakhouse, and I paid too much money for too little food. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to San Francisco in July.
So I'm showing this not because of what she says, but because someone changed her profile picture.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. I love
You
not
look
only is she
good,
look
Tanya.
lovely in the picture,
She
I love
does.
it. It's like a professional photo shoot. Like she's in the woods.
Yep.
It's very nice.
Yeah, you're a beautiful woman there,
And
Tanya.
I think Tanya is the one that gifted me my membership to Mitch's channel, which did one of the gifts. The gift, so people can buy
Oh,
memberships. I
okay.
won the membership, the random membership from Tanya.
I didn't realize that. Okay. Yeah, Tanya's a very nice. She's my sister, my carnivore sister.
Can you give me access to change the thing? How does it work?
Change what thing?
Like the to show what comment goes on the screen?
Yeah, but I think I have to do it like way in the back, like
Oh,
not while
beforehand.
we're on, you know. Like I can make you like I guess I can make you a moderator or something like that.
I'm just wondering how this works.
Yeah.
All right, you want to wrap it up? What time
Eventually,
you?
I
What,
will need a moderator, but I want somebody that can come on a little bit like more
yeah,
regular.
I'm not
I mean, you do
reliable,
come on more often than most, but
but I'm not really there.
still,
I'm
it's
not
not
really there. It's
guaranteed.
just it's my ghost. It's my ghost.
Oh, I get
I'm
what you mean.
very.
Well, I had the same thing happen to me when I was on Carnivore Talk. Like, there was this person on, and Peter was getting really annoyed with it, and I saw on the thing it said remove and block or something like that, and
Mhm.
I was like, "Can I
You can
remove?"
do that. You can do
But I think
that.
what it was I can't remove him necessarily from the show. I can just remove him from me noticing him, if that makes any sense.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You know,
Oh, maybe. I think so. Mitch would know better. If you
right,
block someone, can they still watch your content? They just can't comment, and you would never know they're there,
right.
which is almost like they're blocked. I guess that's the way it works.
Like at least block from me. You know,
Right, and from interacting with everyone else,
right.
which is the big thing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the guy. What if it was the same? I forget what the guy's name was, but he was pretty damn annoying. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You
Yeah.
know, but I also like it that Rick like just keeps them on and just like lets them do. Like like I'm having fun with them because if you kick them off, they're going to find a way to get back on again. Which he's probably right.
Aaron, does everyone in your family have a lot of kids, or is it just you?
Well, I think she's one of a lot of kids, if I'm not mistaken, isn't she?
She said her little brother Timmy's birthday is September 20th. Does Timmy have 19 kids? I don't know. Let's see.
And Amy was just saying that she made a good point. She said, by the time you sit in the airport, you are there 6 hours. LOL. So, like, you're
No,
waiting at the airport for like 6 hours.
that's when I'm flying domestically, and if I'm flying JetBlue, which is what I was looking at,
Right.
I roll up an hour and a half before my flight. There's no problem.
Oh, okay.
And,
So just like in and out.
I also have TSA pre, so I can skip the security line and go right to the front.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
And yeah, I'm not. If I was flying internationally, yes, I would get there many hours before. But for a quick hop around the state, I would get there. I wouldn't be there for 6 hours. But you're right, it would be longer. But see, the problem is to get to JFK to fly to Syracuse, my wife would drive me. I would never ask. I wouldn't even ask my worst enemy to drive me to Penn Station, like into Manhattan. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
traffic,
God.
it's crazy. I would end up taking a train to Penn Station to take another train to Syracuse.
I get you.
So,
Yeah, I'd rather take the train. Even from here, I'd rather take the train than drive to New York.
Getting to the airport is easier for me than getting to Manhattan for the train. So, but the price, it's about half the price, maybe a little bit more, third of the price.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm about 80% definitely thinking that it's possible for me to go.
Yep, Peter. I know Mitch's meetups are always really good because it really is it's just hanging out and having lunch. All these other meetups are fundraisers for the documentary. And listen, I'm sure they have to pay for the space, right, at the hotel for
I
the
would think
talks,
so.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the caterage and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they're paying for the space because for the speeches and everything like that, or whatever people do, and yeah. So that has a cost, you know.
Okay. So, unfortunately, we're about 5 minutes left
All
to go.
right. So let's wrap it up. I will see everyone later. I'm gonna go have lunch. Thank
Yep.
you for
I'm going to
keeping me
try to do
busy.
tomorrow. If I don't, it's
Okay.
because I was knocked out
Okay.
with a hammer. Um,
Hopefully not.
the hammer of not being able to wake up after working until 6 a.m. So I definitely will be
Oh,
on Kilts though, because when I get home, I just log on and just I'll go to
oh,
sleep.
Amy, don't subscribe to me. I don't make videos. Don't subscribe to me. You can if you'd like, but there's nothing there.
Right.
But yeah, you don't. When I travel, I usually go more keto than I do carnivore because it's just a little bit easier.
Yeah, I
On
agree.
the cruise, like that's one of those things. It's like
And it worked out for you. It worked out for you.
yeah, it was fine, yeah. But like it was one of those things where like if someone's serving me broccoli, I'll eat it. But I'm not gonna go buy broccoli at home in the store.
Right.
Like that's kind of my thing, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys ate. I have your video actually right up right now. I'm gonna watch it while I have my
Yeah.
bowl of cold ground beef.
This was great. You know,
Wow.
like I said, for you guys, just like today, just I might put it up or not, but we'll see. But like I said, I'll definitely be on with Kilts because I get home by like 6:30, so I'll at least see half of the Kilts. I'll be able to come on, um, but Mitch I'll probably miss, and so just to give you guys a little heads up. All right,
Cool.
unless
All right, Thomas.
Lewis
I'll
wants to
no,
host.
no, I'm
Yeah.
good, thank you. I will talk to you later.
Yep.
Are you going to be on the call tonight or no? Healing Humanity Zoom.
Probably not, because I'm planning on going to sleep, so I'll probably sleep from
Right.
like I probably won't
I
even see
have
Terry's
I have a
interview.
work event. I have a work event at the exact same time that starts, so I might join, but I won't be able to uh
Yeah.
to
I mean,
participate. I'm gonna do a little
I
something.
might miss the 3 o'clock thing with Kilts too for Carrie, um, because I plan on going to bed around 2 o'clock, so I'll probably miss that. Because I figured I'll sleep from like 2 to 8. That'll be a 6 hour sleep, so that should be more than enough
Cool.
time.
All right. Well, I'm gonna log out and I'll let you wrap up the live stream.
Excellent. Thank you, Lewis, and
All
thank you for
right.
coming
Talk
on.
to you
I
later.
always
You
love
got
you to
it.
come on. So
Yep. Listen, if I'm available and maybe driving, I'll come on.
yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
We'll see you. Okay, so that was pretty cool. Lewis was on, and we talked and everything, and hope you guys had a good time today. Again, I probably won't. I probably won't be on tomorrow. I know I said that for today, but it probably most likely be for tomorrow as well. Except, don't forget, I'm talking about the 11 a.m. At 4 p.m. Special guest Helen will be on, and she's going to tell her story. And I hope you guys are able to come on and hear the wonderful story that Helen has to say. And so far, we've already heard Lewis tell his story, and we've heard Amy Haas tell her story. So come on in at 4 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And as I always say, this is Target Prime Rib. Over.